All right. How's everybody doing tonight? All right. So I'm just finalizing some tabs here, getting my area laid out. I suppose I should turn on my headset too. Okay, so we got a few things to go over in the news. I'm just trying to figure out where to. You know what? We'll start here. Not gonna do a video on this one particularly, but all right. Let me switch over the scenes here. So yeah, looks like Ubisoft is finally confirming the Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake. They're calling it Resynced. I actually didn't think it was actually coming, considering all of the stuff that's going on with the Ubisoft studios. Excuse me. Because I had done several videos already on them with, the whole nepotism thing they got going on, and the fact that Tencent now owns a portion of the company as well. And actually, hey Jess, how's it going? Thanks for popping in. I do appreciate it. So I don't know if you know, but I do this kind of stuff with the gaming news, and then I play games later on. So I'm excited for the weekend. Then. Sorry, I'm not used to having people in my chat, as horrible as that sounds. I've been doing this to myself for so long. I'm glad to hear everything's going well for you. Getting back to this. Sorry, like I said, this. So anyway, Ubisoft, with all their stuff going on, I'm actually surprised they actually put out, or are actually putting out the Black Flag remake. I know it was hinted at, I just didn't think they were actually going to do it. But let's see what they got going on here. Ubisoft just released the first piece of concept art for Black Flag Resynced. I actually think that's actually a pretty good picture. And I guess with this picture, they're confirming the re-release of the game. Put on my glasses because I can't see right now. Ubisoft's focus is now firmly on the future, though the series' next all-new entry, Assassin's Creed codename Hex, sounds like it's still some way off. In the meantime, then, Ubisoft has at least begun acknowledging its upcoming Assassin's Creed A Black Flag remake, which is expected to arrive at some point later this year. I actually had read something that they were putting out a game, and I can't remember exactly what it was called off the top of my head, but the developers that were asked about it and who mentioned it, they said that it was pretty much like Fall Guys, but Assassin's Creed style. And the developers had gone on to say that they actually hated the game and they hated making it or putting it together. And so actually, if there was going to be a Assassin's Creed game coming out, I half expected that one to be the one that they were going to be releasing. Speculation around Assassin's Creed is not new, but it's worth repeating. Nothing is true, everything is permitted, Ubisoft wrote. Suppose, especially now that they have the backing of the Chinese company Tencent, which owns their design house, their Vantage Studio design house, which is where all of their big moneymaker franchises are housed. The project's official name, Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, was first spotted last December when it popped up via a European ratings board listing. The sighting followed years of internal leaks that pointed to the project's existence, a boatload of fan speculation, and even hints from the original game's lead actor. Previous reports have suggested that Black Flag Resynced will be a substantial remake in the series' beloved piratical entry, with visual and gameplay upgrades that see the game closer in quality to last year's Assassin's Creed Shadows. And I'm not going to go too much more into this, but I am kind of curious. That's a 15-minute video. That is way too long for that. And then some other stuff. PC Mag, everybody's favorite magazine, they put out a list of 10 hot games that you'll actually want to play this March, which means you probably don't want to play them considering it's PC games, or PC Mag choices. One is This Legacy of Kain, Defiance Remastered. And then Marathon, which I have my own views and beliefs on, being that it's at best a mid-game. And the one on this list that I might actually be interested in, and some of my younger family members, like my niece specifically, she would be into this Pocopia, which apparently, from what I was told, is you play as a Ditto. Oh, yeah, there it is right there. I should actually read. You play as a Ditto mimicking its human master. And I guess humans no longer exist in this game because it's strictly all Pokemon everywhere you go, and there are no people. Another one is Fatal Frame 2. This is more for if you're a fan of horror games. I personally am not, but I saw some of the graphics for it, and it doesn't actually look all that bad. Let's actually take a look here.
Leo, please! Don't leave me!
Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly Remake doesn't open with a jump scare. It opens in a trance. As Mio, you watch helplessly as a crimson butterfly lures your twin sister Mayu into a fog-covered forest. There, the lost village swallows her whole. For over 22 years, this scene has haunted fans, myself included.
So graphically, that's pretty cool. I know it was just a quick little thing. I will notice that PC Mag is actually using a IGN video. Then this, I'm just kind of listing out their top 10 games. John Carpenter's Toxic Commando, Monster Hunter, and then MLB The Show. And then Crimson Desert, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and then Mega Man Star Force Legacy. On this list, personally, Crimson Desert kind of piques my interest. If I were more into horror games, Fatal Frame, I may actually look into that one more myself because graphically it looks pretty cool. I'm kind of over Pokemon. I've been over Pokemon for years. I don't know a whole lot about this Legacy of Kain, so let's see what's going on here. It's a nice little short.
Better to face one's destiny than cower from it.
You have played your part flawlessly.
What manner of creature approaches?
The coin is still turning, Raziel.
Now, shall we?
I never played the first one, so I don't know what that one's like, or if it's even sticking true to the
Harvester
story.
of souls, I create
And it
you.
is strictly just
And to this fire, you
graphical
will
remaster,
return.
or if they just actually remade the story in general. But I do like it when the people call things like a remake, and it's literally just like remastering the old game. I hate it when they call a game a remake and then they redo the whole story. Like, the biggest example that I can give of that is the Final Fantasy VII. When they announced back years ago when they were going to remake that, I was expecting literally just like a graphics update and, you know, no changes to the story, but they changed practically everything about it. It wasn't a remake so much as it was a retelling. And then, what is this? Oh, yeah, so people are mad about this particular tweet where they literally cut out several time zones of the world. Like, if you look here in the middle, they cut out the central time zone completely here, and then they cut out, like, all of this space here. My phone alarm scared the crap out of me just now. But yeah, they cut out like major swaths of time zones here, and some people actually like, hey, what's up, Abraham? What's going on, man? Appreciate you joining me. So yeah, they cut out like major time zones out of here. Let me see if I can pull up the replies. Yeah, I didn't think so. But like a lot of people, like they unwish listed and put in refunds because the people whose time zones were cut out, they were just like so offended by that fact that they actually just returned the game before it even released. Alright, let's see, what's that? Oh yeah, that's coming up. So, like everybody else, I tend to do my YouTube videos at the same time that I live stream just to like cut out a whole bunch of stuff, or like the whole process of doing things twice. Alright, so the question then is where to start. Okay, so there's a new game coming out, and I suppose we'll start on here with the video portion. Alright, so make sure I got everything in place. And then I gotta find, yeah, there's not a whole lot to go on about it. I just have like the official game trailer and then like a Kickstarter. Alright, so yeah, we'll do that one. Sorry, I'm not usually this disorganized. I just got off like a phone call that ran long, so I'm like all out of sorts. I even started a half hour late. Alright. So what if Diablo lets you completely destroy and rebuild the entire world in real time? What if your battles permanently change the map? You could dig tunnels through mountains, drain lakes, and build your own fortresses. And all of that persisted for you and your friends. That's exactly what Darkhaven is promising you. And the hype is real right now, developed by a team of the original Diablo 1 and Diablo 2 veterans. This dark fantasy isometric ARPG that's just dropped a public demo recently, and it's getting a strong buzz. We'll start off here with this tweet. The ex-Diablo 2 lead designer says his whole career has been chasing Diablo 2, but his team of Blizzard veterans have a great shot again for a big success with a new ARPG, Darkhaven. And here is the demo here on Steam. You can kind of see some of the gameplay here. And then you got some of the pictures for the gameplay. So today I'm going to give you the full breakdown of what the game play is actually like with some of the demos and the official play examples. The insane voxel tech at its core and where it stands in development and whether it's worth your time in 2026. If you're a fan of old school loot grinders, I am a huge loot goblin personally, but always wanted more freedom and destruction, this one might be special. Stick around and we're going to go deep. Alright, and here we have the, like I said, the demo here. Darkhaven is being made by Moonbeast Productions, a brand new indie studio, and here's their Kickstarter, a brand new indie studio founded by absolute legends in the ARPG space. One by the name of Phillips Schenk, Peter Hu, and Eric Schaefer, the three of the key people who worked on the original Diablo and Diablo 2 at Blizzard North. These guys, they helped create the genre, and their goal with Darkhaven is simple but ambitious. Make a true spiritual successor to the classical Diablo while adding something completely new. The pitch is Diablo meets Minecraft. In a persistent online world after the collapse of civilization, you explore a ruined dark fantasy realm filled with monsters, ancient ruins, and untamed wilderness. But unlike every other ARPG, the world isn't static, it's alive and reactive to everything that you do. Alright, Jess, take it easy. Thanks for popping in, I do appreciate it. Alright, so here let's take a look at the official gameplay trailer. So yeah, I think this actually kind of does look like Diablo 2 a little bit. Curious as to what they consider the building version. So this is just like their test environments. This isn't actual like final gameplay. It's pretty crazy to watch like the whole terrain just kind of get destroyed as you're fighting. Oh, if you just build, like, okay. Interesting. I'm not one for Minecraft-style games, but this one I might actually get into. Okay, Alright, I will say, I don't like the fact that you can just, play with the terrain like that. I know it's a builder, it's in portions, it's a builder, but I don't like the fact that you can play with terrain. I think we pretty much get the gist of it. I think that's pretty interesting. There are parts of that I actually kind of think are pretty cool, and parts of it that I think that aren't. Like I said, I'm not a fan of being able to change the ground elevations by itself like that without first, building, or when you build, it forces a terrain elevation. But as you saw, yeah, you can dig tunnels, make craters, drain the lakes, and then redirect rivers of lava, which we saw that you can do things with all that kind of stuff in the builder there. And the craziest part, all of these changes are persistent, meaning, as you make them, they stay there. They don't just go away when you log off. And they affect everybody else on the server, kind of like when you play Minecraft online. You build a house, that house is there for everybody. And so whether you're playing solo or co-op, or even in the PvP areas, all of your changes on that server, kind of stay right there. And movement is not as stiff and rigid like in Diablo 2. You get the full freedom of movement with jumping and climbing, and apparently you can swim and run. And the height of things actually matters in this game. So it's not like you come up on like a small fence and it blocks you like in Diablo 2. The height of stuff actually comes into play in these games. And so you can kind of scale up cliffs or drop down off of them as well. Combat stays true to the ARPG roots, but I guess it adds a tactical depth from what I saw. It's skill-based and rewards your positioning more than just, the button mashing like in the other games. And you'll have multiple classes that you can mix and match. Because it does allow for you to multi-class, so it is more of like an RPG in that way. The deep itemizations with runes and sets and relics and trading systems, just like in all the other ARPGs. Let's see here. The loot chase looks very promising based on the demos. The atmosphere is a proper dark fantasy. The ruins are pretty gloomy, as we saw. The monsters looked pretty wicked and twisted. And as we saw in this early footage, it shows some pretty cool fights as well. So the way things are right now, the Steam page is up, as we saw. There's a Kickstarter also, like we saw, to help kind of get them over the line to get the game out. So where the game is right now as of March 2026, the public pre-alpha demo launched back on February 16th and is completely free on Steam. So if you wanted to play it and try it out, you can. It's sitting at a mostly positive for reviews from almost 1,000 players. And people seem to really be loving the destruction and build systems, though many are noting that it's still very early and so content is limited and you can only play one class so far in this game. But people are saying that the foundation is pretty solid and you can jump in and see how things are working out for yourself. Their Kickstarter is doing well. They are currently at about $309,000 out of $500,000 goal. And they have a little over 2 weeks left with the whole thing ending on the 20th. And jumping in early on the access gets you keys, cosmetics, and other playtests, and the higher your tier for donations, the higher your rewards. Like, I guess one of their highest tiers allows you to design your own boss item. Game is targeting Steam Early Access later this year in the fourth quarter, so probably around the last few months of the year. I'm probably guessing it's probably going to be, with the way things tend to turn out, I'm guessing somewhere late November, because it's Thanksgiving and Black Friday, so they'll probably come out sometime in November is my guess. The full 1.0 launch will be sometime after that. For right now, it is PC only, and back on the 3rd, they dropped a brand new official gameplay trailer, which is the trailer we saw, showing off the dynamic environments. And so, based on the reviews, there are a lot of people getting hyped and so forth like that. There's a wish list counter. Let's see what the wish list counter is at. Maybe I don't have it. I don't. So there's mostly positive at about 1,000 reviews. I thought I had the wish list tracker. I don't. But it's apparently it's about 250 to 300,000 people have wish listed the item. So let's see. So yeah, like I said, you get the demo here. So Darkhaven is going to be the next. Is Darkhaven going to be the next big thing in ARPGs? It's too soon to tell right now because everything is still in demo and alpha access. But the tech and all the people designing it have the experience, and as we saw in the videos, the tech is there to make this a great game. So if you're tired of static maps and want your actions to actually matter in games, this is the one to keep an eye on. Go check out the and download and play the free demo, and kind of decide for yourself. And I'll make sure to put a link for the demo to the Steam Link demo down in the description as well. If you guys want more video game updates and more news, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll get those out to you as I come across them as well. Have a good day, everybody. Bye. I think that went horribly, especially there at the end. I put together the scripts and then I lose track of where I am. I try to keep things, kind of interesting. And yet, some of my better videos seem to be when I don't have a script at all. Alright, I need to keep that one. Alright. Okay. Check on some things here. All right, so the next one that I'm going to cover, excuse me, is all about Tencent and Trump. And this is probably going to be the closest that I'm going to get to actually touching politics in any of my streams at all. Okay. Question is, which one of these is more truthful? Which one is most recent, actually? March 3rd, March 4th, March 3rd. 3 days ago. March 3rd. All right. So we'll probably do this one. It is so dry. All right. So what's going on with everybody else? Anybody else got things going on? Alright. Okay. There we go. So alright, so what else everybody else got going on this weekend? Hope you guys are enjoying your Fridays. Alright, I'm just trying to finalize some things here. Alright. Where is my... There we go. Alright, let's jump into the next one. I forgot that is so far behind. Anyway, okay. We're going to jump into the next video here. This one is about Tencent and Donald Trump and how he could meddle with Tencent. Alright. Donald Trump could force Tencent to sell Riot Games and its stake in Epic. What this means for Fortnite, League of Legends, and the entire gaming industry. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you could play Fortnite, League of Legends, Valorant, or even Clash of Clans, you might want to sit down for this one. So some news just dropped a few days ago. Donald Trump's administration is actively debating whether or not to force Chinese tech giant Tencent to sell off its massive stakes in some of the biggest gaming companies on the planet. We're talking the full ownership of Riot Games, which owns League and Valorant, its huge 28% stake in Epic Games, which is Fortnite and Unreal Engine, and the majority control over Supercell, which is Clash of Clans and several other mobile games. This isn't a random rumor. It comes straight from the Financial Times and has been picked up by major outlets all over the place. Today I am breaking down exactly what's happening, why it's happening, and now what it could mean for your favorite games and how we got to this point. This could reshape gaming here in the country overnight. Stick around and we'll get to the end because the implications are bigger than you think. Alright, so we're going to break down the report here. And I do not have the Financial Times up right now. But back on March 4th, 2026, according to a detailed report published recently by the Financial Times, senior White House officials have been holding high-level meetings to decide whether Tencent should be allowed to sell or should be allowed to keep these investments. A full cabinet-level discussion was actually scheduled for Tuesday, but got postponed due to scheduling conflicts. The core issue is national security. The U.S. government, through the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States, or CFIUS, has been reviewing Tencent's gaming holdings for years. They're worried that ownership of these companies gives Tencent, and by extension potentially the Chinese government, access to an insane amount of American user data, such as locations, chat logs, spending habits, behavioral profiles. It's basically a goldmine for intelligence gathering. Right now it is still in the debating stage. They could force a full divestiture, demand heavy data protections, or do something in between those two. There have been no final decisions made as of yet, and neither the White House, Tencent, Epic, nor Riot have commented on this as of yet. So we're going to step back for a second so you guys can kind of understand how deep Tencent actually has their fingers into everybody's pie. Tencent isn't just some investor like they were for Highguard. They are one of the biggest gaming companies on Earth. They own completely all of Riot Games, the studio that's behind the League of Legends that a lot of people still play, and Valorant as well. They own over 25% of Epic Games, which is Fortnite and Unreal Engine, which, for those that design games, Unreal Engine is a huge tool that they use. And that stake alone is worth billions. They are a majority holder or a majority owner of Supercell, which is a Finland-based company, but has a humongous player base, and they have games like Clash of Clans and Clash Royale. They also own Turtle Rock Studios completely and have a minority stake in Ubisoft, Krafton, Remedy, Paradox, and several others. And I actually mentioned this Ubisoft attachment in some of my Ubisoft videos when I was talking about how the design houses over there, they own the one design house over in Ubisoft, and it's also the design house that houses all of the major franchises. Tens of millions of Americans log into these games every single day, and that's why this matters. If Tencent is forced to sell, we're talking about some of the most profitable and culturally dominant games in history, potentially changing ownership. And so why now is the national security. And in the first Trump's first term reviews everything from 2017 to 2020, and in 2021 to 2024, Biden continued the CFIUS probe, and in January of 2025, the DoD labels Tencent the Chinese military company, or labels it a Chinese military company. And in 2026, in Trump's second term, it restarts the aggressive talks about Tencent. This review actually started during Trump's first term and carried over to the Biden years, which we kind of went over briefly. And now they're doing it again in Trump's second term. In January 2025, the U.S. Department of Defense officially added Tencent to its list of Chinese military companies. Tencent called it a mistake, but they never changed the label for it. Former Trump Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco pushed hard for the CFIUS to force divestiture back then. But the Treasury Department went a little soft and just tried data protections instead. And now the Trump administration is taking a more aggressive approach. Officials see these gaming stakes as potential significant intelligence collection source. And if you think about it, Fortnite alone has hundreds of millions of accounts, and League of Legends has even more than that. And that's not just, regular account data. That's, data on children, adults, other military, and also military personnel and other government officials as well. And it seems like they're using the same playbook back with TikTok and ByteDance, back several years ago. The government isn't messing around when it comes, it doesn't mess around when it comes to the Chinese tech and data companies here in the United States. All right, so let's jump into the article here for really quick. The Trump White House is debating whether to allow Chinese juggernaut Tencent to maintain its ownership stake in games companies, according to a report in the Financial Times. Let's see if we can actually pull that up. We'll check that out later. Which said the subject had been discussed by senior officials in recent weeks. A Tuesday meeting of cabinet officials on the matter was postponed due to scheduling issues. The matter is being considered ahead of Donald Trump's visit to China later this month. The report says that a long-running investigation by the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States, which began under the previous Biden administration, has raised concerns over the company's investments, giving it access to data on millions of American players. Tencent owns a 28% stake in Epic Games and owns Riot and Turtle Rock outright. Its international portfolio includes Supercell, Sumo Digital, Funcom, Clay Entertainment, and Jaeger, with minority stakes in firms including Ubisoft, and that's that Vantage Studios that I talked about in my previous Ubisoft video and earlier in this video, Techland, Krafton, Remedy, and Paradox. Concerns over the firm's gaming investments giving it access to a significant intelligence collection source led some Biden-era officials to argue for CFIUS to force the firm to divest its investments, according to the report. But the U.S. Treasury opted to address the issue by creating data protections. Finnish-headquartered Supercell was specifically referenced as a risk due to its large U.S. user base, according to the report. The different agencies represented on the CFI US panel weren't able to agree on how to handle the matter, the newspaper said, although Tencent was later added to the Pentagon blacklist of companies with connections to Chinese military. The company has denied the military connection. And the thing with that is doesn't the Chinese government have their finger in absolutely every company ever out that way? I mean, I could be wrong, but I kind of thought that was how they did things over there. The issue is now resurfacing under the Trump administration, which has been much quicker to make demands of corporations, particularly those with Chinese ownership. It compelled TikTok to divest its U.S. operations to a new joint venture, and the most recent update to the Pentagon blacklist includes e-commerce giant Alibaba and electric car firm BYD, although the document was withdrawn shortly after release without explanation. Okay, so the interesting part of all this is that it's happening right before President Trump's planned visit to China in April to meet with President Xi Jinping. Multiple sources say this debate is being used as leverage in broader trade and security talks. It's a classic Trump deal-making, dangle the threat of forced sale, then use it at the negotiating table. The timing is not a coincidence. No, and I'm pretty sure everything else going on in the world right now also has a part to play in this as well. But that's for other people to talk about and not me. I just do video games. What happens if they're forced to divest? So what would actually change for the game players? The short answer, your games will probably keep on running. Servers don't just shut down out of nowhere, and Fortnite matches will still happen. League rank queues won't disappear overnight. But as far as like the long term goes, Riot could be sold to private equity, be forced to go public, or get bought out by another big company, probably something like Amazon, Microsoft, or even a collection of other companies as well. Epic would likely buy back that 28% stake, which some analysts think could actually be good for them long term because they'd have full control. The problem is right now, Ubisoft doesn't have the capital to be able to make that purchase. In fact, they are on the verge of going under, with their stock being at, less than $1 per share right now. And if you take a look real quick on Steam, a majority of their games are for sale at like a huge 80% off rate right now. So you can get it for 20% of what they normally are on Steam. But I agree it would be good for their company for them to have full control. There would likely be a short-term uncertainty, possible stock wobbles, delayed projects, talent poaching, but a lot of gamers on Reddit and X are saying good riddance. They'd never liked Chinese ownership of Western studios anyway. And I gotta say, I kind of agree. I don't really want, Chinese company having a say in what like other companies do. I think if they're going to stay making games, they should, stick to games that they already make and not try to have influence over other studios or the way other companies do their stuff as well. And the early reactions currently right now to this situation are kind of all over the place. On Reddit, people are celebrating, saying things like they're finally freeing Fortnite from Chinese influence. Other people are more cautious. Games will keep running. This is most likely political theater, is the take on some of them. And other sites like Kotaku and PC Gamer are watching because this could set a precedent for every other Chinese investment in the industry, such as Ubisoft, Discord, and the like such as that. So to wrap everything up, the situation is still ongoing. Nothing is finalized right now, but the fact that we're having, presidential cabinet level discussions about forcing Tencent out of, to divest from its holdings right now in the U.S., and how seriously the government is taking it. But we will keep a close eye on things, and as things happen with this situation and things going on with games and Tencent as they relate to the politics between China and America, we'll keep an eye on developments. Go ahead and drop your comments down in the section below. Do you guys think that the U.S. should force the sale, or do you even care that Riot and Epic are owned by Chinese companies? I'll link down below what I can so you guys can check things out for yourself. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll check you guys out later in the next video. Peace. That one, I think, actually went a touch better. All right. So that's pretty much all I had on it. I've got messages. Please excuse me. Ugh. Alright, I am out of water. My throat is dry. So, I'll put you guys on a quick little break and then I'll come back once I get some water. Okay. There we go. All right, we are back. Okay. All Alright, so I'm just getting the game set up. Alright, so let's get the game running. Where is it? There we go. There it is. It disappeared on me for a second. Nope. Looks like there's an update for it. So, or maybe not. I don't know. My Steam seems to do whatever it wants whenever it wants. Alright. So yeah, I guess there was an update. I did not realize this at first. Where's my music player when I need it? All right. Oh, let me see if there's anything else games related I can find while I'm waiting for this update to happen. Let me see. Dig through my tabs. Everything seems to be like Pokopia lately. There's not really anything. Everything is Pokopia, man. Alright. So, I don't know if you guys... Oh, you know what? There is something we can talk about here that popped up that I am going to share with y'all while we're waiting for that to pop up. So let's go back here and check out these webs. So this game has been unleashed upon the timeline within the last day or so. And as you can see, it is called Karen. And you play as an annoying white lady. And so it says, I find that there are too few hours in the day for me to complain to managers, cut in line, and blather ceaselessly to store staff, excuse me, while other customers are waiting patiently. Finally, there's a video game for that. Karen is an upcoming third-person action game from indie developer Sauce Studios, where you run around a luxury shopping center and start starting trouble with every person you see. In this rage simulator, your goal is to cause chaos in every way possible, whether that's destroying glass displays. Let me turn that off now. Glass displays or overpowering those around you with nauseating scent of pumpkin spice. With her Kate Gosselin-inspired PC hairdo, sassy cat eye frames, and comfy yet practical athleisure outfit, Karen's mission is making a life a living hell for the employees and patrons of the shops at Serenity Ridge. The trailer shows Karen ground pounding in boutiques like Donkey Kong, thrashing in destructive tornado through mobile phone. Anyway, you get the idea. Alright, let's get into the game finally. So tonight's game is Ninja Gaiden 4. I started playing this game last week. Let's see what's new in the archives. Oh, I guess there was more. Okay, she was a pain. This Kitsune Courtesan, she was a pain to fight. I didn't like doing it, and I don't really want to do it again. Alright, what's going on in the world here? Okay, so these are just locations. Alright. Okay, so to play this, I have to finish the story mode. Alright. Well, let's continue where we left off then. Is a throwable weapon that takes the form of a double-sided sickle pole arm. It allows for quick, wide-range attacks. When did I pick up this weapon? I don't remember picking this up the other day when I was playing. Okay. Cool. Oh! Okay. Interesting.
Nice work out there.
That's pretty cool. Sweet. Unreported missions. Alright.
Job's all done. You're good at this.
Alright, what do we still gotta capture? The Gordies. Okay, so those are back in Sky City, Tokyo. And this one is defeat Tengu, and this one is find the offering in Fuhaku Sanctum.
Alright, back to it.
Oh, sweet. I am a fan of that. Alright, let me just change something real quick. Alright. Now, we can get back to this. Okay, so... Alright, yeah, I want this there. There we go. That's what I want, right there. Okay. Is he going to teach me anything worthwhile?
Let's get to it.
No. Nothing is new.
See you around.
Ooh. Sweet. I like it. I can dig it. Oh, jeez. Not looking forward to this. Yakumo and Ryu can have up to 2 sets with 4 weapons assigned to each set.
Another demon! This one feels different from the ones you fought so far.
I've handled worse. You're mine.
Ouchie! Whoa. Got it. Maybe. Or not. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Sit! Dodge this! Sit!
Ouch! I don't like that. I don't like that at all. There we go.
Oh, you got sit. End of the line.
Nice. Sweet.
You're dead.
Yes, you pull the drill with your bare hands because that makes sense. Alright, well, I suppose I can only go one way. What are you?
Here it is.
Tengu offering. Sweet. It Tommy Works. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. How are you doing? Friday night going well?
Don't blame me once you find out you've cursed your family for generations.
I'll be fine.
Editing a video, huh? Video on what? Oh yeah, how'd that go? That went well. I think I was at work when you guys were doing that, so I wasn't able to join you guys. Oh, that's good. I'm actually a little bit out of my element right now because
a place to land.
I've been
I'll update your travel route.
I've been doing like my streams with nobody in my in here to talk to, so it threw me off when people started showing up earlier. But it is a welcome change, to be sure. Oh, hey, Lord Dexter. Thanks for joining. And thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. So, I became very aware that I need to do better about how I because, the first half of my stream is usually, covering some kind of video game news, and I tend to do really poorly when I'm just doing it like I would do it like a YouTube video, and I should just cover the news as I read all the articles and stuff, and then format everything into a video later.
You work? Check the deets.
So that was something that became really evident earlier today. Yeah, and like I was saying earlier, I'm not used to having a whole lot, or really any people in here. So I just tend to do it myself, and so I treat everything like a YouTube video, and I just kind of get it out and then put the YouTube video out after some minor editing.
That weapon you got.
And so when
It's not too
when
bad.
Jess was in here
kidding.
earlier,
I'm just surprised it works with blood binding.
it threw me for a complete loop because here I was reading through my stuff, and then I started getting these messages, and it threw me completely off my head. It just kind of threw me off completely.
Of an object to another form. Theoretically possible with a weapon of this nature. It's no wonder Yakumo was able to wield it using the bloodbind art so quickly. But the real question is, where on earth did Sayori find a weapon capable of sealing away the Dark Dragon in the first place?
There's still a lot about her we don't know. Be careful around.
So you guys is
Oh, yes.
weekend's off to a good start then, I'm
Carefully
guessing?
watching her every move.
Thanks.
Let's get to it.
Oh, is it? Okay. It might just be based on how close I'm sitting. Plus, my voice has been kind of low because I've been chatting. But let me... Does that help any? Does that make any difference? Okay, yeah, so what I did was I moved the microphone a little closer and I turned everything up. But I was asking how your guys' weekends were going, if your Fridays were off to a good start.
How's the priestess? She's still seeing on the level?
Fine, so far. She's good at getting on my nerves.
That's so.
What?
Oh, thought you had thicker skin is all. Enough about that. Now go on and get rid of that demon already.
Get rid of the demon? I just killed a demon, dude. Alright, let's also do this. Let's... options. Let's lower stuff down a wee bit. Alright. I haven't played Ninja Gaiden in so many years. Yeah. Yeah, and it's Fridays and Saturdays are usually my only nights that I'm able to stream because well, I've got music lessons, and then like you, I've got videos to edit and stuff like that, and I also write periodic, like twice a month articles that cover like monthly game releases. I do usually about 2 weeks at a time. And they're not anything special, but it's just like all the release dates. Come on. There we go.
The wind has gotten quite strong, hasn't it?
Work from Monday to Saturday.
We'll be flying down the mountain too.
Yeah, you've got a bit more responsibility than I do. I won't lie. The only thing that I have to take care of on a regular basis would be my dog. But I do have like music lessons and stuff like that. So I mean, yeah, it's not as important as taking care of your family, but. So this is your kind of time to just kind of like relax and de-stress then, huh? I am taking lessons to learn how to play the shamisen. Which, here, I'll pull up a picture. Let's see, where's my Streamlabs? There we go. Yeah, so this is the instrument that I'm learning to play. And I didn't know this at the time that I bought it, but there are 3 different kinds of shamisen. And I think it's not a great sound, but I think, let me pull up. So I have some Suno stuff with some shamisen in it. Let me pull that up so you can kind of hear what that sounds like. Oh, yeah. What is her YouTube? Oh. But yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. Let me pull up my subscriptions, and you can tell me if it's the same person. Yeah, this is hers, I think. Her videos. This is the only one that I know of that does shamisen music. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I didn't know this at the time, but there are a couple of VTubers that actually play that as part of their stream on the regular. But I found them a long time ago. Okay, let's see. All right, let's see what comes up. Huh. Interesting. This is the lady. I don't know if she'd appreciate me putting her name out there. Maybe she would. But this is the lady that's doing my lessons. This is the lady that does my shamisen lessons. Yeah, now that's something I didn't know. She actually has a Spotify. I didn't know that. Cool. Yeah, she does a lot of big stuff in New York. But yeah, that's the instrument that I'm learning to play. I don't know if she'd be happy about that or not. Oh shoot. I lost my chat window. Come on. All right, dude. I appreciate you coming around, hanging out. You have a good weekend, and make sure you spend time with your family, man. Always more important. Take it easy. I'll be back here about 8 o'clock tomorrow if you got time. All right, let's go back to in-game. There we go. Okay. Now we can continue. Oh, jeez. Wait, they literally just showed up out of nowhere and attacked me. That is not cool, man.
All finished. Sending payment your way.
Alright, what missions do I have left? Execute the man-eating demons, Gordy's, otherworldly invaders, and Sky Charm. Okay, so these two I'll have to go back and get. This one should be around here somewhere, and this one is just as I keep playing.
You're always so serious, Yakumo. You never complain. Always do what you're told.
It's not my place to complain. The mission is everything.
The mission is the only code a Raven Ninja follows.
The mission, huh?
As descendants of the Dark Trade,
She is not a nice
the
person.
Clan has spent its existence taking on the unpleasant work others wouldn't dirty their hands with. Abduction, thievery, assassination. There's no good or evil. No questioning the mission. Toiling to perfect our craft in the shadow of the noble Hayabusa clan. That is the way of the Raven.
Saki, you really need to learn when to shut up.
He does talk way too much.
Gonna be honest, being a ninja sounds pretty depressing.
Not cut out for it, clearly.
Alright, now... Alright.
Down for some sparring.
I don't think you'll teach me anything new. Just some practice. Yeah, just some practice.
See you around.
Ooh! Treasure chest. Up, and away! Yes. Wonder if they'll get the point. Oh, shit. I don't like the fact that this guy keeps blocking me. When in doubt, just throw him off a cliff, I guess. Oh wow, everything on that weapon costs so much money. Alright, alright, what do we... Eagle dive. Cool. Okay. Let's move on. Come on. Whew. That kind of scared me a bit. I won't lie. I thought I was gonna fall off. Kind of like I almost did there, actually. Okay, I actually thought there was something over here, like a cave. Got it. Oh, I hate that thing. Ah, that was not what I wanted to do. Oh, that was cool. Got him. Okay, let's do... I guess there's not really anything to explore here, is there? Oh, scheisse. Woof. I don't mind saying that. That was a touch rough. All right, it's up, up, and away. Oh boy. Ouch. Yep. They are giving me a lot of these shrines. I don't know what to make of it. I'm not sure I like that. Do I? Yes.
Pleasure doing business with ya. Pleasure doing business with ya.
I got so much money, I don't know what to do with it all. Alright.
These things out there?
And I already know that guy's not going to teach me diddly squat, but he might have some dialogue options.
Down for some sparring?
Nope, he's got nothing.
Never stops.
Anything else? No. Oh, what? What the heck was even that? Ha! Oh, what? Oh, come on. It won't let me... I guess I'm not supposed to land there. Okay, fine. What? That's no. Ah, think I'm gonna fight you on the edge of a cliff? Nope, not if I can help it. Hey, if you're not gonna follow me, I'm not gonna make you fight me. Ow. Not cool, my dude. Alright, if you're telling me to go that way... then that means this is the way that I want to go. Haha, found him. Got him.
Taken care of.
Oh, yeah. Better be something good in here. I'm already maxed out on those. Alright. Now we can move on. Alright, where's the other one? Alright, there's the shrine. Okay, unreported mission. That's what we want.
Job's all done. You're good at this.
Yes, I am. So the only mission left then that I can do in this area is the find all the Gordies.
See you later, Yakumo.
Alright, now let's see if this guy has a dialogue option for me.
Let's get to it.
No, he does not.
See you around.
But I should have... Nope. Anything for 11k? 12k? So close to having all of these unlocked. Okay. I guess I'm supposed to go this way. Finally, an easy one. Okay, that made that way too easy. Okay. Guessing by the way that guy was gunning me down, this is the way I need to go. Oh, shnikes! Yow! Oh boy. Here we go. That's bull. Okay, let's see. Ooh, we unlocked one for here. Blood Raven form, so left trigger, right bumper X. Right trigger, Oh, that's kind of cool. I dig it. So these jump out at me from nowhere tactics. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy.
Looks like a ravine up ahead. Use the dragonfly glider to get across.
Understood.
Wait, did it let me bisect two of them at the same time? I need one of these weapons in real life immediately. Because that thing is cool. Oof. That, was a touch rough. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Can I be done with that now? Because that kind of sucked. Alright, I thought I saw... Maybe I didn't. Come on. Well, that's disappointing. I had that whole huge move saved up. And now I've got nobody to use it on. Ouch. Get them all. Oh yeah. That's bullshit. Okay, I guess we keep climbing. Yep. I don't know how you survived that, my dude, but I don't like it.
Once you're past here, you'll be right next to the shrine.
Oh, goody goody.
About to arrive as well.
Got it.
Alright, anything... Nothing fun and exciting.
You're mine.
Nice.
Nice work out there. See you later, Yakumo.
And she's got nothing for me. I know he doesn't have anything for me. Oof. Close call. Ow.
Finished.
Ouchie. Alright. New weapon skill. What do we got? Ooh, one for here. Nice. Tsukumo drop. Kurama splitter. Let's do that one. Okay. Excellent. Alright, I actually... Oh, jeez. Of course. Ho, 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 ho. I don't mind saying that that was a touch close.
Stay safe out there.
Alright, moving along, moving along. Yeah, miss me with them big rocks, man.
More demons. I'll take them out.
So many of them.
What do you expect? We're right outside the shrine.
See ya. Woof. That was a lot of fighting. Time to destroy things for free health. Okay, what are these cliffs? I can clearly see that that is a cliff. Now the question is, how does one get up there? If I even can. Or is that where the demons come from? Okay, I'm done trying to get it through there. Let's just move on. Okay. Right then.
Must be this way.
The god of the mountain is probably waiting for you. And he'll be extra mad now that you broke all those statues.
Oh, jeez.
Whatever.
Well, something happened. Alright, I think that's a good enough place to call it for tonight. Right there at the end of the chapter. I do appreciate everybody that came and hung out. Thank you guys, the ones that followed, and we'll keep you apprised of any new updates on any of the gaming news.